Alright, so if you didn't catch a slow motion video that was posted on the blog earlier, check that out. The team at gearaddicts.com had a little fun with the slow motion. It does 96 frames per second. Now, just kind of a quick run through of how you get that slow motion. It was actually a little confusing to us in the beginning, and if you're not like me where you're reading manuals and stuff, then you know, it could be a little confusing, but here it is in the menu. What you do is you go in, similar to the GH3, you're going to go into your recording format first and choose the recording format that you need. Now, you have 4 different types. You have AVCHD, 2 different types of MP4, and then also MOV. Now, slow motion is available in AVCHD as well as MOV, and I believe in this version of MP4, but it's only available for certain frame rates. So this is where it gets weird, because in the Canon, if you want to shoot 60p, you just choose 60 frames per second, and that file is saved as 60 frames per second. In the GH4, you would first choose a frame rate, and then you choose a variable frame rate, and then it gets saved to your original frame rate. So you don't need to conform it later on. Anyways, let's walk through this and hopefully you'll better understand it. So I'm just going to choose MOV. I like MOV. So that's my recording format. Now we go into our recording quality. Now you'll notice you have your options here on the side, and take a look at this. If you see variable frame rate available, then that's when you can use slow motion, or actually, I'm sorry, fast motion as well, because you can actually shoot less frames per second, which when it plays back actually speeds things up. So you have both slow motion and fast motion. So let's click down until we see variable frame rate. There it is. So VFR available. You see that? I'm going to go up again, and then if I go down, you see that VFR available. That is 30p. So we have a variable frame rate available at 30p, and let's go down. There you go, 24p. So we also have variable frame rate available when we're shooting at 24p. So it's, well, anyways, let's jump into the menu. So I'm going to select 24p, and then we go down to variable frame rate. So here's that option right there. You go into, well, first you can turn it on for sure, and then here you can set your frame rate. Now, if you're looking at your slow fast effect, that's where you can get your slow motion or fast motion. And right now at 96 frames per second, we're doing 24p. That's 25%. That's how slow it's going to be. So actually I can rotate this and actually speed things up. And you see my slow and fast effect is 1200% faster. Because what it will do is it'll take 2 frames per second, and when it's done taking those pictures, it will actually save it to the recording frame rate of 2398. So all you have to do is drop it into your timeline. You don't need to conform the file. So here, if you want to do slow motion, we'll go up to, say, 96 frames per second. Again, it's going to be 25% slower, and it's going to save it into 2398. And then if that's too slow for some of you guys, you want to just do half the speed, there you go. So that's where the variable frame rate comes in. You don't actually choose it from the menu here, which I originally thought, because you have 24p, 30p, 60p in here. You actually choose first your frame rate. So let's say 24p. Then you have to set your variable frame rate, and once you set your variable frame rate, you can turn it on or off. So that's kind of cool. If you like shooting one frame rate quite a bit, you can set your frame rate and say, oh, I like shooting at 96 all the time. And then at this point, you could just turn it on or off when you need it, and you don't have to go and change your 24p. So that kind of sticks the whole time. And again, once this file is done and it's saved, it actually saves it as 2398, and it's automatically slowed down for you. You don't need to, like the Canon, take a 60p file and drop it into 24p and kind of stretch it out or conform it. You don't have to do any of that stuff. So you have all of that in a new option, variable frame rate. So hopefully that's helpful for you guys. If you guys want to understand how to set slow motion or fast motion on the GH4, more information about this stuff, check it out at Cheesycam.com.